Hey guys, it's Derek from Pacific Coast Auto, and today we're taking a look at a Toyota Hiace. This one here is a diesel rear-wheel drive version of the Toyota's big van. This one has some really cool features inside, and we sell an awful lot of these, but not an awful lot get posted on the channel here. So this is going to be an interesting view for somebody who's never actually seen this van. Because this was made in the Japan bubble era, when vehicles were a lot cooler than they are now. This one here has a hot water boiler inside, plus other cool things. So let's get into the review here. Now it's a cab over design, so the engine is underneath. And I want to show you something because there's an oil leak in the valve cover gasket. So that's a turbo diesel 3-liter. It's a lovely, lovely engine. Timing belt changed at 100,000 kilometers. There's the oil leak there. And you can see it's fairly mild. Once you clean that up, you probably won't have very many issues. I don't think that you'll have to replace. Sorry, I can't think while I'm doing this. Oh, why are you not clipping in? Okay, well, it's done by people who are smarter than me. Yeah, you probably won't have to replace the head valve cover gasket, pardon me. Valve cover gaskets are pretty easy to replace if you need to. Generally, just around $100 or so. Anyways, the condition of this one seems to be pretty good. It isn't four-wheel drive. The four-wheel drive ones are taller by a little bit, like 1 inch or so, bigger wheels on them. But this one here, without the extra weight of the four-wheel drive system, feels a lot nicer. You get better fuel economy and has the full moon roofs and all of the highest grade interior, this one being the super custom limited version. So this is a video showing the review condition of it. This one's going to the USA, to Savannah. Okay, so it's a 1993. I'm going to just translate this from Japanese to English for you. 1993 Hiace Super Custom Limited. That's the one with all the options inside it. The seller didn't write anything in terms of points on here, but electric folding door mirrors don't work. So these have an electric motor to fold them. It doesn't work. Interior is dirty, and it's actually not. It's actually quite clean. Door mirror are scratched, and wheels are scratched. Rear panel dented. That's underneath the rear bumper here. Steering wheel wear, dashboard cracked and has glue marks on it. Console screw holes and underside 1-part surface rust. Paling paint on the roof, so it's just a tiny bit on the roof. I'm not too worried about that. And plus the roof is up so high that you don't get to see it very much. So here's the peeling paint there. Okay, so let's do the once around here and then I'll go to the details of the exterior. This is a two-tone pearl and gold. I think the colors of this one are kind of iconic to me. They're maybe they are a popular color, maybe the color that was the most popular when it came out, the one that was in all of the ads for it. Very 90s in its two-tonedness with the gold. Gold is a color that I don't think enough cars are made in these days. Going from this side, you can kind of see the sunroofs. Got a small one there that is pop up. This one here slide and it's huge. And then this one over here pops up and actually becomes spoiler looking. It's very cool. And then this back one has 2 separate openings from the interior, and I'll show you once we get to it. I think that the Hiace was really good when it was a 2.4 liter turbo diesel or a 2.8 liter non-turbo diesel, but the 3-liter turbo diesel is a lovely engine. It's funny, Toyota made 2 3-liter diesels. There's the 5L and the 1KZ, and this one's the 1KZ. This is the same engine that's used in the Land Cruiser Prado. Here you can see good-looking side panels. There's cracks in this decal, only on this side, and that tends to be a pretty common thing. The reason why it's only on one side is because likely where this vehicle was parked would only get hit by sun on one side. Okay, so I'm going to go to the interior after I show you damages on the car. This first up is just a walk around showing you the basic condition of it. Okay, so first off, this grille has a paint fade on it that has damaged the paint. That would need to be repainted in order to fix it. Front bumper has some pretty serious scuffs on it. There's a scuff there, another one down there, and another one over here. Now keep in mind this is 25 years old now, and so it's going to have some damage. There's also a paint fade here, and again you would have to repaint that in order to fix it. scrapes on the mirror there. Going down, it's quite nice side panels on this one. I'm quite happy to see that. Now the auction sheet did mention, and I failed to point this out, so I'm sorry about it, but there is some rust on the back. I'll show you that in a sec. Paint fade on the mud flaps. And mud flaps are something you don't see in cars enough these days. A dent in the back bumper, plus some scrapes for damage when you're putting things in and taking them out. It's a common type of damage on a minivan. Okay, so the rust on the back is this point right here. They called this a C1 on the auction inspection sheet, and it looks pretty accurate. That is a C1. Super Custom Limited, rear wiper. It has full curtains on all the windows. And then the 3.0D EFI turbo badge is peeling there. Okay, this side doesn't really have any damages to talk about. I'm gonna turn the engine off here because we've had it running for enough. And take the key out so it doesn't beep at me. Okay, so door cards. Now this one here is the brown interior. They come with brown interiors or red interior for the high trim level interiors. And the Hiaces come in both van and wagon. Oh, and truck format. This one here is a wagon version. So if you want the pedestrian version, not the workers version, this is the one that you want. The workers version, they tend to be a little bit more on the reliable side. Not in terms of engine, but they have fewer features, less things to go wrong. And they can carry higher weights. And they have seats that are less prone to wear, I guess. Now these ones here are very nice and soft. It's electric seat there. It has the half seat covers that are very, very Japanese. These are official Toyota pieces, and it's on all of the seats in the back. There's actually a table in the back. I've never seen one in a Hiace before. Jumping in here, I'm going to show you the gauges because they are so cool. They're 3D, so you can't really see it, but they're like layered. Yeah, pretty cool. And then the tachometer is right here, and it goes vroom, vroom, like that. AC works. We have something called the Joyful Talk, which I believe is an intercom system. You can switch this on, and this is a dial, so you can do the volume. I've never actually used it because I don't often have another person checking with me, and so I've never had a chance to check that. It has TEMS, which is Toyota's electronic, kind of like a stability control, but not really. It softens or hardens the suspension depending on the driving metrics, and has like 14 different. I don't know, I pulled that number out of nowhere, but it has a bunch of different things like your speed and then like what gear you're in, stuff like that, to determine what hardness or firmness of the suspension to do. And like if you brake, it'll make it so that you don't dive as much. Very cool. So hot and cool box here is sort of like a fridge. Here it is, easy to access from the front or the rear, and you can fit a 6-pack in there. So very cool. You can make it hot or cold, or you can make it ice. You can make your own ice. Sunroof up there, and then the hot water boiler, probably my favorite option of any car ever, because I guess especially in Japan they love tea and other hot drinks. I mean, everyone likes hot drinks, but yeah, green tea. You can keep your own little tea in the center console up there. Put your tea cup here. I guess you can't because of the handle. But anyways, the way it works is pretty simple. You open this up, this comes out. You can fill it up with water, and then you can pour yourself a tea after it's boiled. Okay, now the back seat section here, these are the highest end of the seats. They're kind of a firm seat instead of a triple, so you get the double here. The other one has a bench with like a single seat separate, like a 60-40 split. This one here is just 2. And they are thicker padding. They have hard armrests. These ones go up if you want. And then there's a very padded extra console box in here for your Nintendo Switch or your DS. I guess back then it would have been the original Game Boy. I bet it's, yeah, I'm sure you can fit an original Game Boy in there. Here you can AC or heat. And it still has the original plastic up here all the way back. And then the curtains. And then you can move the curtains. Usually the curtains are like power curtains, but I don't think this one has the power curtains, which actually to me is a little bit better because they tend to be another place where you can fail. Controls for the AC. You got your own cigarette lighter in the back. You can charge your Game Boy. Now this spins 180 degrees, so you can point it backwards if you want to, but getting into the back is really easy. It turns like that for you to get in. And then really easy to get into the back section here. Lovely shag carpet, it's so soft. And so coming into the back, there's this table that looks like it was an option, possibly a dealer option or an aftermarket thing because it's screwed right into the ground. And it's fairly steady, and then has cup holders in it too. So if you put that seat backwards, then you can use this, and you probably have to take this out completely in order to swivel that seat around, so kind of inconvenient in that respect. And then tons of leg room here in the back, as you can see. Ooh, even with that seat in regular position or turned around, you have plenty of room in the back. Oh, and we do have power curtains here. Huh. I guess you'd have to turn the ignition on for that to work. Oh, and sunroofs in the back. Each person gets their own, or you can close it if you've had enough sun. I'll keep it open. There is an optional karaoke machine for the Hiaces, but it's very, very rare. The Delicas, like that van over there, they're more common, but they're still pretty rare in the Delicas. Okay, and then the back seats are sliding seats. So right now they're in the full back position to give you the most amount of interior room. This leaves you less room in the back, but still a decent amount, more than the trunk in many of the cars. And then has an extra box here that you can put things in, and that's openable from the other side. And then looks like it's padded as well. And then all these seats can lay down into a bed if you want. Those ones can recline all the way to be more comfortable if you want. And there is an optional TV, like a Panasonic TV and VCR that you can have in these cars that came direct from Toyota. Super cool for late 80s, early 90s. VCR. Oh, that doesn't close properly. That tends to be a Hiace thing. You have to give it a proper slam. The Emina over there was the exact same today. And how about that? Very cool. That's Toyota too. Sort of. Yeah, it is Toyota, but it's a half Hiace, half Dyna. Okay, so that is the end of this video. If you have any comments, feel free to post those in the comment section. Thank you everyone for watching this, and have a nice day.